Filipinos love their 7-seaters. Guilty. However good the choices are out there, and there are a lot, and they're actually pretty good, there isn't one particular one that ticks all the boxes in terms of being fully loaded and not costing a small apartment or floor seats at the Lakers, because those things are ridiculously expensive. That is, of course, until Chery came along. This is the Chery Tiggo 8 Luxury EX. How do you like them cherries? Now, if the Tiggo 8 looks somewhat familiar to you, spot on, because it is the bigger version of the 5X. If you'd like to read about the 5X, you can click right here for Earl's articles. Up front, you've got a tiger crouching grille, which is actually quite fetching, I would say. Wait a minute, that's for dogs. Anyway, I get them confused. Your headlamps are LED with DRLs, which, by the way, get pretty bright. Oh, and you also get a nice chrome bar that bisects the grille and joins the two headlights. Oh, and the really cool thing are the indicators. When you turn it on, it looks like a phaser from Star Trek. That's awesome. Pop the hood and you are greeted by a 1.5 turbocharged 4-cylinder motor that produces 145 horses and 210 Nm of torque, mated to a 6-speed DCT. Not bad. Now, fuel consumption figures, you get about 7.5 kilometers per liter in the city, hellish traffic of Metro Manila. On Sundays, it'll get you about 10 kilometers per liter. On the highway, better at 15. Down the side, the first thing that caught my eye were these blacked out rims. Well, not exactly blacked out, more like gunmetal gray. They absolutely look great, wrapped in 235 55s. These are 18s, by the way. Underneath, you're looking at 200 millimeters of ground clearance, and on the side of the car, you've also got repeaters and cameras on the side mirror that are part of the 360-degree view. You got a lot of textures going on, which I absolutely adore, and a garnish similar to the Tiggo 5X, also on the underneath. Now, on the 5X, we said it looked like an upside-down dinner knife. Well, I didn't say it, Jack did. In this case, it actually looks like Uma Thurman's toy. Favorite toy, I might add. We can't show that, sorry. There are children watching. The rear of the Tiggo 8 I actually like. It looks very European. It reminds me of some of those cars that have lights that stretch all the way to the other side. The Tiggo, however, lights only stretch till up to there, on both sides, obviously. If you open her up, the power tailgate will reveal 890 plus liters of space with the third row folded down. Very usable space. And over 1,900 if you fold the second row by kicking family members out of the way. Also worth to mention, there are a few things inside like a 12-volt power outlet and a small little false bottom here that you can hide some of the skeletons in your closet when you're transporting them. That wasn't math for me, that was for Earl. The third row is as you would expect. Nothing spectacular, better for smaller people like myself or children. The legroom isn't anything spectacular, neither are the toys back here because there's only cup holders, nothing else. No air vents, no charging points. But the good thing is that the second row here up front does slide a little bit forward to give you just a little bit more room. But really, like I always say for third row seats, they're better for small trips or jaunts, nothing outside the city. Basically, for people that you don't like. Obviously, the second row is a heck of a lot better than the third row because you've got a lot more toys, a lot more comfort back here. The seats are firm, not really the greatest leather on the planet, more durable than luxury really. But you do have two air vents, a charging point, bottle holders on either door. You also have a center armrest with two cup holders and a shared sunroof with not just the front people, but the people at the back as well, because it is nice to see everything outside. You get enough light, but not enough for those two people in the back that you don't like Earl and Jack, so sucks to be them. Now, the front of the Tiggo is, well, surprising, really. You've got nice brown stitching here, leather panels here. Yes, you do still have some black scratchy plastics here and there, and the air controls, well, you kind of have to look at it every once in a while to operate it. Yes, you've got those hindrances, but other than that, it's really not a bad place to be. You've got a large 10+ inch infotainment system that doubles as your reverse camera. These controls here are not exactly a knob, but they're not exactly the hardest things to use either. Now, for the driver, you've got a digital display as your cluster. You've got a steering wheel with buttons. You got your audio and your cruise control here, and you've got ambient lighting all around the car, which is actually a very nice touch. Earlier I showed you that this smartwatch, which comes with the car, can start the engine, but it can also roll down the windows, lock the car, and also operate the power tailgate. Now, if that runs out of juice, worry not, because it still does come with a fob. Not as sexy as the watch, so yeah, Forget that. Keep this. The Chery Tiggo 8 comes equipped with 6 airbags, ABS with EBD, emergency stability program which includes emergency brake assist, traction control, and hill assist. You also get hill descent, a tire pressure monitoring system, electronic anti-theft engine immobilizer, and ISOFIX tethers. Driving the Tiggo 8 isn't at all different from driving any other car in this same segment. It's planted and it's comfortable. It's actually a good car to drive. Now in the city, it's not the most nimble thing on the planet, but thanks to its 360-degree camera, taking corners is not really a problem, or even those small streets. It's the transmission that I have somewhat of a problem with. See, there are only 2 modes. There's Eco and Sport, and I found that in heavy traffic, it's actually easier to drive the car on Sport mode because it's more responsive. When you're on the highway, better for Eco mode. But then it kind of defeats the purpose, right? But hey, it's a formula that works. On the highway, getting up to speed is not really a problem. It just takes a little bit of time. Now, there are enough horses and torque on this thing to pull you forward, so that's not really my qualm. My qualm isn't with the noise actually that is brought in by the wind or the engine, because you don't really hear it. My qualm is with the road noise. Now, it's not necessarily the fault of the car or the chassis or anything like that, but it could be because of the Eco tires, which brings me to this point, and it's a really weird point, because the Eco tires are named... And to be honest, I actually thought he liked things very quiet. So what gives, dude? So the Tiggo 8 ticks a lot of the right boxes in our opinion, and we are quite impressed with it. More so with the price, because this particular unit is available at 1,340,000 Philippine pesos. Now that's already quite impressive. But get this, the list of warranties that comes with products from Chery Philippines, it just makes it awesome. So color me impressed, call me crazy, but I do believe that Chery is back. Back again. Chery's back, Chery's back, Chery's back, Chery's back. What? We can't afford the music.